What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. Getting into this episode of GH, this shit was hilarious. I told y'all Scott had something to do with this blackmail shit. Some people talking about it was Valentine and Martin Gray. For what? What would Martin Gray or Valentine need to blackmail Nicholas and Ava for? Valentine got his own money. He don't need their money. And he's over Nicholas at this point. He doesn't need to try to get petty revenge by blackmailing them. I knew it was Scott because I had a feeling it was Scott. I knew it could have been anybody, but I had a feeling it was Scott because the scenes yesterday suggested that it was Scott. Because when Nicholas went to the pier, Scott rushed off to go somewhere. He claimed he was going to meet a client. And I knew it had to be him who was blackmailing him because he rushed back after Nicholas left the pier. And then when Ava went to the pier, that's when Bobby left the restaurant and Scott was by himself. So that would give him ample time to go meet up with Ava at the pier. Like, you kind of got to put two and two together, even though sometimes it could be a red herring, but I had that feeling. And of course, it was Scott blackmailing Nicholas and Ava for the money. That was smart, though. How he went to Nicholas first and then went to Ava, that was smart. Because you're getting two. You know what I mean? You're getting two checks. Ava gonna pay you, Nicholas gonna pay you. That's double the money. You know what I'm saying? That's smart. Good business. Why not? Ava was pissed. Ava was pissed the hell off that her friend would blackmail her. And Scott was like, yeah, we were friends. But he was like, when the last time you called me? He was like, every time I call you, you got busy with your new marriage and you forgot all about me. He was like, and then you try to go after Franco. Because my thing is, I wasn't shocked, though, that Franco and Elizabeth and Scott have joined forces to pull the wool over Ava and Nicholas's eyes. I was actually happy. I was happy about that. Because as much as I love me some Ava, she had it coming. Because, come on now, can't nobody lie and say Ava wasn't hoping that Nicholas would have slept with Elizabeth so she can get the money. And Nicholas was hoping that he could push Elizabeth to break things off with Franco or do something or get angry with Franco so that way she could push Franco to sleep with Ava so he could get his money. They were using their friends just for money. That's exactly what they were doing. And guess what? It came and it bit them in the ass in the end. Because now look at y'all. Y'all running around squirming, trying to figure out, okay, how we going to get, we got to get this money. We got to do this. Because now they're both running around trying to cover their ass. Like Nicholas is running around trying to talk to Julian, asking him, have he seen Ava or whatever, fishing for information or whatever. Because at first, he wants to know if Ava knows about that picture. He's trying to make damn sure Ava don't find out about that picture. And I think at first he must have thought Ava was following him around and that's how somebody texted him that picture. He at first thought that. But now that he knows Scott is blackmailing him, he probably thinks since Scott and Ava were good friends that Ava probably knew about it too. But nope. Nicholas is trying to cover his ass at this point. He needs to make sure that picture does not come out. Now he's trying to talk to Martin Gray about post-nuptial agreements. He's trying to see if there's some type of loophole in the post-nup or something like that that can get him out this marriage. And Martin was like, it's a straightforward post-nuptial agreement. There is no loophole to it. It's just straightforward. So now Ava running around, she's trying to make sure Nicholas don't see that picture either. So they're trying to figure out how the hell they're going to get themselves out this situation. The only way to get out this situation is pay the money. But I was so happy to see that Franco and Elizabeth were in on this. I was super, super happy about it. I know some people were talking about but Elizabeth and Franco's money issues or whatever. I mean, they both make good money. Don't get me wrong, they do, because a surgical nurse in New York makes probably $80,000 a year. So she makes good money, but you got to remember too, New York is expensive. The cost of living in New York is very, very high. The rent out there is high. That's like $2,000-$3,000 a month in rent that you're spending. To even purchase a house out there is crazy high. Then you got taxes, everything else, like, especially, them taking care of 3 boys, and you don't know, who's paying child support. I'm pretty sure Lucky's not paying no child support for Aiden. I'm pretty sure about that one. Due to the fact that Lucky is out of the country. Last I heard, Lucky was doing volunteer work, and last time I checked, you don't get paid for volunteering. So I don't see him paying. I don't think he's paying no child support. So plus they got 3 cars, but I'm pretty sure Cameron's car is paid off because that was Oscar's car, and I'm pretty sure Drew and Kim had that car paid off. So so Cameron doesn't have a car note or anything on that car. But you still got to factor in the car insurance. Plus Franco has to pay for his parking too. So Elizabeth and Franco are paying basically for 3 cars, and I'm pretty sure Franco and Elizabeth's car is probably not even paid off. So that's 2 car notes they're paying, 3 car insurances that they're paying, and 3 parking spaces that they're paying for. Plus they got school clothes and just regular stuff that they got to pay for these kids. Plus Aiden likes to bake and stuff, so they got to buy ingredients and baking stuff, all this stuff for that. It's expensive. Plus their utilities and stuff. It's expensive. It's expensive, especially when you live in New York. That is expensive. As far as Jason, I don't know if he paying child support or not, but I'm pretty sure he has no problem, writing a check or giving Elizabeth some money. But Elizabeth, she's a proud person. She probably wouldn't take it anyway, but hopefully she is, because it's just a lot financially. But I'm not mad at Elizabeth and Franco for doing what they're doing, joining forces with Scott to take down Ava and Nicholas. I'm not mad at it at all. I was all giddy and shit about it, to be honest with you. Ava got to know, like, when she's a bad friend. Loyalty means a lot to me, and she just has not been loyal to her friends. She claimed Scott as a friend, but even Scott was like, when the last time have you called me? She tried to flip it at him, talking about, when did you call me? He was like, I call you all the time, but you basically ignore him. So you reap what you sow. It is what it is. So anyway, moving on from that. So now we get back to the Corinthos mansion. And Carly is finally telling Jason and Sonny what happened at the cabin and stuff in the woods with her and Nell. And of course, when she's telling the story, Chase comes by to break the news to them that Nell is apparently dead. I don't really fully believe that she's dead until they identify that body, because they claim they ID'd it. But I'm going to need Chase or Michael or somebody to ID that body for sure. If they see that body and they see her face, then I'll probably believe it. But other than that, nope. I don't believe it. Evil don't never die. You can't kill evil. And Nell is evil as they come. So basically, what got me was when he was telling them that Nell was dead, like she drowned and stuff like that. They found her in the river. The looks on their faces did not look shocked. And I think Chase even kind of noticed that, but he didn't say anything. But his facial expression kind of, when cops break news to people about the death of somebody that they know, they usually look for facial reaction. They look for a reaction, like what your facial expressions are saying. Their facial expressions was very blah. They were looking like, yeah, we know. But then again, Chase probably didn't think too much of it because he knows the history of them, and he, their feud with Nell, so they probably, gave off like, oh, we know, we don't care, whatever. But when you know something before a cop tells you it, that's usually a telltale sign that you know more than what you're saying. So of course Chase wanted to question Carly again. So Sonny had to jump in real quick, talking about something. Oh, can this wait for another time? Because we've been up all day, every day, grieving, and can it wait? And Carly sitting there talking about, well, I already gave my statement to Valerie and stuff. He was like, yeah, you gave your statement, but it's a little different now that there's a body, because you were the last person to see her. I said, Carly, you going to jail. Carly, you going to the big house. You better figure it out. You better work it out. So Carly sitting there telling him reiterating the story that she told Valerie. But here's the gotcha. Here's one little hiccup in her story. And Carly noticed it immediately after Chase left that she fucked up in her story a little bit. Because she told Valerie the night that it happened that Nell pushed her. But she just told Chase that she fell on her own. So you know how cops are. They're going to compare notes. And they're going to be back to question her again and figure out which one is it. Did she push you or did you fall? Because you know they're going to try to trip Carly up. But Sonny wasn't worried about it. He was like, okay, it was dark. You know, it was a lot going on. You could have easily, you know, just couldn't fully remember what happened. And next time you talk to the cops, Diane will be with you. See, this is the thing, though. She should have got Diane on the phone that freaking moment and told Diane everything that happened. I mean, everything down to the T. So that way Diane can figure out how she's going to strategize on this. So she can be better prepared for when the questions go down, and if they want to drop a charge, you know, Diane's fully prepared. You don't want your lawyer going into a situation blind. That's the one thing you do not want. So Sonny was like, you know, he still feel like Carly ain't got nothing to worry about, because he was like, okay, there's no witnesses, there's, you know, but here's the got you. She was like, okay, but Jax is a witness. Jax was there. The way Sonny's head whipped around when he heard the name Jax, and he looked at Jason, Sonny said, oh, hell no. Sonny was looking like, no. Sonny is looking like, that's the last thing I need is for this piece of crap that I do not like to be a part of this. That's exactly what Sonny was thinking. The person I hate that I've been feuding with for over 20 years knows about this. You know Sonny is about to be livid. You know he's not going to be happy about that. That's the last thing he needed to hear was the name Jax. He didn't need to know that. He didn't need to. But, I mean, I don't think Carly going to go to prison, but it ain't going to be looking good for her because you done lied like 3 times in those statements. You done gave 2 different stories, and you still left out the truth in both stories. So technically you lied 3 times, the one being by omission. Technically. I mean, on the technicality, she lied 3 times. It ain't looking good. I mean, it's gonna look like murder because not only are you lying in your statements, but you know, you didn't tell them the initial truth. You know, plus you've had ongoing issues with Nell publicly in front of people. Everybody in that town knew Carly hated Nell. I mean, hell, most of the people knew. Most of the people in that town hated Nell, but Carly was the last person with her. So you know the prosecution, you know they're going to try to make a case out of this. You know they're not going to let this go, especially with her being married to Sonny. It's going to be worse. That's why I'm saying, like, she should have just told the truth that damn night. You know what I'm saying? Get everything out in the open. Because that way it makes it look like you're really telling the truth. Because why would you sit there and try to cover that up if you're not guilty? You know what I'm saying? If you know you didn't try to kill that girl. You would have just told the whole story. But she didn't do that. So now it's going to look bad for her. So now they got to be in damage control mode at this point. Hope it works out for her. Because Big Dorothy don't play. So anyway, moving on from that. Julian sitting there trying to get up out his marriage to Nell and trying to hire Martin Gray. And Martin was like, there's nothing I can do for you. Because he was Nell's attorney. So it's a conflict of interest there. But apparently Julian doesn't have to worry about an annulment now because Martin got the call that Nell is apparently dead. So the first thing on Julian's mind was, what about her estate? He said, you know, is there anything I could take off your hand? He talking about that damn letter that Nell left for Martin. So Martin was like, right now, nah. He said, no, there's nothing for you to take off my hand. I just got a lot of stuff I need to deal with right now. I felt bad for Sasha, though. I really did. When Sasha saw Michael, you know, she was given, you know, condolence for Mike's passing. And she was about to hug him, but she stopped herself. And it looked like Michael was about to go in for that hug too a little bit. I was like, okay. I feel bad for her because, I mean, I kind of feel bad for her. But I still feel like it's dumb because her and Chase should have just told the damn truth. You know, that, okay, y'all staged the whole affair just so they could get together and get custody. Why not just tell them the truth? But right now, in my opinion, I don't even care anymore. You know, if they all switch up partners again, that's on them. But, you know, it is what it is. I also feel like Sasha and Michael probably would have broke up anyway at some point because Sasha was adamant that she was not ready to be nobody's mother. You know, she wasn't ready for that seriousness that Michael wanted. You know, that real relationship. She's not ready for that. She's trying to be, you know, young, free, and living her life. But unfortunately, a baby comes with that relationship, and she wasn't ready to be nobody's stepmom or mom. And I can't fault her for that, you know, because she was being honest. I can't fault that. But, you know, it still sucks, you know, seeing that they're not together anymore. But, you know, life moves on. I feel bad for Sasha, though, on the front that she's still using that dope. She's still on them drugs. Like, she's sitting there calling her little dope dealer, asking for more drugs and stuff. Sasha. Messing around with that dope. But, anyway. I am happy that Michael's looking into other medical options for Wiley because that hospital is just not it. I'm sorry. GH is just not it. Because with Britt running the hospital, with Britt and Cyrus overseeing the hospital, it's not going to be good for Michael to have Wiley, you know, get treatment there. Because even Elizabeth told him, you know, his best option is to go to Mercy Hospital because their cardiology department is on the rise and stuff like that. So that's the best place right now for him to get, you know, medical care for his son. And then, of course, you know, Willow had to tell Sasha about her adopting Wiley and becoming his mother. And, you know, I know that was hard for Sasha. You know, it was hard for her to hear because it's obvious that she still got feelings for Michael. And even Willow took notice of that. But life moves on. You know, since you and Chase want to be dumb and don't tell the truth, then it is what it is. Now would be the perfect time to tell them what's going on. But y'all continue to not want to tell. So that's on you. So anyway, moving on from that, Brooklyn continues to be Brooklyn. I am happy though that she finally told Ned the truth about that freaking phone call, that voicemail that Olivia left him, because he got a phone call from the hotel in Monte Carlo because apparently Olivia had the honeymoon suite and she left her phone there. So he was wondering about that because he thought it was a mistake or whatever. But Brooklyn finally fessed up to him that she deleted the voicemail. And he was like, what the hell did you do that for? You know, because she did it because she was mad or whatever that Olivia was running around Europe and stuff while she was in the hospital. That girl is stupid. Like, she is so childish. Her childishness knows no bounds. Like, let's be honest. First of all, she wasn't running around Europe. She was there for you when you were in the hospital until you were damn near out of the woods. And that's when she left because she had to go see her son. You know, it's not like she, you know, these Quartermains, some of them could be just so selfish. Everything's not about you. Like, she left you to go see about her child. You know what I mean? Like, she waited until you were, you know, steady, you were out of the woods for her to leave. You know, it's not like she just left you in the dust. Like, Brooklyn, you are your daddy's child. I'm just saying, like, definitely is. But I do agree with Brooklyn on this, though. Ned doesn't have anything to worry about when it comes to Olivia because it is Olivia. I mean, he should know everything with her is on the up and up. And nothing nefarious is going on behind his back. You know, it's not like she's having an affair. Because, you know, his mind probably went there a little bit. But it's not, you know, that's not the truth. But this was overall a pretty decent episode. I actually enjoyed this. So hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about it. And I will see y'all all later. Peace.